The king of the kingdom of Gra, Korika, summons Mito Mizuki from Japan into another world to test him for a power known as Concepts Pure. When the king summons a bewildered girl named Midu, he encounters a priestess named Minute who explains that throughout history, people from Japan with powers known as lost names have been summoned in such great numbers that Japanese culture has invaded this world. She also explains that society is divided between the nobility of the nobles and the church of the false ones, as well as the foolish commoners. He discovers that his pure concept is highly destructive as he studies his power, and it kills him instantly. It is revealed that she was an assassin from the church who specializes in assassinating those who pose a threat to the world. She informs Archbishop Orwell of the successful assassination of Mizuki and the existence of the second lost being, the girl summoned in the afternoon. In a flashback, a lost being destroys the village of Menu before being killed by Flare, the assassin who trained Menu. Momo becomes completely infatuated with her. Soldiers attack, revealing that the king intends to use the incredibly powerful pure concept to overthrow the church and rule without it. Menu kills the soldiers and infiltrates the castle, where a young Japanese girl named Karita Kito is held captive by men who are assassinated by Keri, revealing that her pure concept is a healing ability. However, her power activates upon the death of Hakari, revealing that it is the pure concept of time and it brings her body back before her death, reviving her without her being aware that she had just died. When she contacts Orwell, she reveals that the power Dakar Hillerant is vulnerable to Orwell's assassinations. Fearing a pure concept that manipulates, she demands to be taken to Carrie in 3 days for a ceremony that is supposed to kill her. Menu discovers that Carrie is an airhead but also a romantic longing for adventure, and she persuades her that the ceremony will bring her back to Japan. However, Hakari is disappointed because she believes she accidentally met the king. Rika's network is held by the church for heresy. Momo is irritated that Menu has to spend time with a target and insists on accompanying them. Keeping it a secret, Menu warns Carrie not to use her power, but she uses it almost immediately to heal a young girl's injured hand and divert the attention of nearby royal soldiers. Hakari is impressed by Menu's abilities. In the same train to Gars, Momo notices Akshana, Grace's daughter, who resembles a warrior. Menu feels sorry for Carrie because she is about to die from terrorists who want to exchange her for their imprisoned leader. Momo heads to the roof of the train, where she encounters Akshana, who attacks her because she recognized Momo as a priestess and deduced that her intended victim, Ica, is on board. The crystals from the lands they swallowed earlier have absorbed their bodies and shaped an armored warrior to destroy the terrorists' train. They are victorious but reveal that their mission was a suicide mission, and both fall from the train. The train's engine is damaged and accelerates uncontrollably. Coming to Shauna and Momo, they sense a deja vu, and Menu is joined by KKR, who expresses concerns. Menu is reprimanded by Gerapi and punished for putting herself in danger by forcing her to fight defensively with more power. Realizing that she doesn't have enough power to stop the train, Menu is forced to borrow power from Hakari, which leaves them exhausted but delighted as the duel between Moments and Akshana continues until the next morning. No solution is in sight, and she becomes irritated, feeling unpleasant about the thought that the train crashed to kill everyone on board, including herself, which means KKR and the rest of the world have to pass the time and save everyone. Menu remembers her childhood after being saved by Fleurs, while Menu and Akaria continue their journey to Gare Menu. She has lost all her delusions and motivations because her soul was cleansed due to the destruction of her village, and she only feels obligated to follow Fleurs wherever she goes, despite warnings from Fleurs, who considers both Menu and Akaria as executioners. Menu decides to become Fleur's apprentice after witnessing Fleurs killing many lost beings. Flare is intrigued by Menu's sudden determination and decides to shape her into an exact replica of herself. Meanwhile, Fleurs keeps Rivka present, and Carrie asks Menu to take her to the rendezvous and later shows her the city. Orwell welcomes the two girls to the cathedral, informing them that the special chamber will be ready in 2 days. In the meantime, Menu is tasked with investigating the mysterious disappearances of young girls. Menu entrusts the investigation to Momo, who successfully deceives Akshana so she can fulfill her promise to Akka and go to a rendezvous. Carrie and Menu spend more time together before entering the special chamber, where Menu prepares to witness Hakari's death. Meanwhile, Numbers Mattz continues to investigate the disappearance of women and follows a lead in the sewers. She encounters ACC Iona, who proposes a temporary alliance to understand what is happening. During a skirmish, the two girls discover an invocation chamber beneath the palace, proving that the high-ranking nobles are involved in the summoning. However, Hot had noticed that the nobles do not have the ability to summon, which is only available to the false ones, implying that a high-ranking false one is working with them. Before she could be attacked by monsters, Shauna realizes that the only person capable of such a thing is in Ruel's, so she sends a warning. Menu tries to disrupt the ritual but is apprehended by Orwell, who explains that she intends to use the chamber to erase Hakari's mind so they can use her pure concept to reverse her aging and become immortal. Before summoning a carrier, it is revealed that Orwell was actually responsible for the missing women as they were attempting to use them in failed experiments. Orwell summons a monster, and the story continues. To attack the menu in order to use it as a sacrifice to fuel the ritual. Hakari's feelings for the menu break down a mental barrier just as she is about to be sacrificed, allowing her to consciously use her concept to its full potential, before intentionally erasing her conscious knowledge of her power. With the word becomes wildly furious after one of the monsters stalls in a heated battle and destroys her ribbons, which were a gift from the menu. She then attacks Orwell Cathedral, allowing Kara to join the menu. Active menu, the pure concept of Hakari, which kills the old web. Shauna leaves. Kara is by the menu's side. They have disturbing visions of their shared future in which Tiakaris inadvertently kills the menu after the latter is failed to be killed before that. It won't happen, as she wishes it to be Menu and only Menu who kills her. Menu realizes that the visions are actually flashbacks from the future and decides to use her pure concept to go back in time. Several months later, after killing the menu, erasing a quarter and the time spent together, Menu takes Kara to Korea Sanctuary, which is apparently an enclave for the lost. They make a stop in Libel, a port town where one of humanity's major mistakes, the pandemonium, has manifested and been contained. The city is also a base for the Fourth, a group that includes the city's leader, Count Libel, and his daughter Manon, who is only a deadly quarrel with Flair. The Fourth's group decides to assassinate Menu, who, upon learning her presence in town, fears that they interfere with their plans. Meanwhile, Menu plans to kill Kerry by drugging her and sending her through the fog wall that separates Pandemonium from the rest of the world, and Hakari's power activates again, bringing her back. Alongside Menu, her men's determination crumbles as she starts developing feelings for Manon, while a young girl is led into a device resembling a maiden made of iron that harvests her blood after the failed attempt to trap her. In Pandemonium, Menu returns to the bed with Hakari and falls into an ambush set up by members of the Fourth group. The assailants are defeated and apprehended, but Manon forces them to transform into monsters in order to prevent them from divulging secrets. The other members of the Fourth confront Manon, as the ring monster is supposed to be addictive and euphoric substances that they can sell to finance their operations and take people hostage by threatening to transform them into monsters if they don't pay. Manon reveals that she secretly slipped Stream World into their food, thus forcing them to obey her orders, while she pursues her plans for revenge against Menu for her mother's death. Pastor Silica entrusts her. Menu is tasked with stopping the production of 2 streaming worlds in exchange for funds. For the journey, she begins to search for the source of the stream world and comes across a sauna that is also looking for the Fourth Menu. She manages to secure an invitation to a ball organized by Manon, but she is forced to bring Hakari, who insists on going. Menu uses the ball to infiltrate the island of Libel in search of evidence linking Manon to the production of stream mangoes, but she is challenged to a duel by Action Menu, fought by Shauna, and manages to escape. But she misses her chance to reconnoiter the castle during this time. Kara regains her memories and notices that the events of this timeline differ significantly from those of the previous one. Manon approaches her and informs her that she is aware that Kara is a lost one at 48. Manon Determined to understand why the timelines have diverged, Homo infiltrates the monster manufacturing factories, him, and discovers the girl in the Iron Maiden. However, this triggers an explosive trap that renders Momo unconscious due to a poison dart. Menu requests assistance from the elite circle. Authorities of Libel after learning about the discovery of moments, as they now have sufficient evidence linking Manon and the fourth to the production of Stream 1s. Meanwhile, as the authorities besiege Libel, Kara confronts Manon in the hopes of extracting information from her.